Welcome back to our channel, TracingThought. My name is Ashley. This is my husband, Tyler. Today we're talking about all the things that we cut out of our films.
Things that happen behind the camera that you don't see.
All of the frustration, all of the arguments, all the annoyances, how you can avoid this when you're traveling. Everything you're gonna wanna know, we're giving it to you today in this video. But before we get into it, please subscribe.
Click that little red button down there.
We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of this year. It's a huge goal. We really like to accomplish it.
Yes.
And it's all because of you guys. If you could just subscribe, please.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, so.
Okay.
We have 4 tips.
Yep.
We have 4 tips.
Tip number 1, or topic number 1. You're not you when you're hungry.
Oh, he was introing a tip.
Yeah, you're not you when you're hungry.
That was good, babe.
Betty White would know best.
Betty White would know that, yeah.
Yeah, we say you're not you when you're hungry because you need to both be well fed and on the same or some kind of like a similar eating schedule when you're out and about trying to make hard decisions when you're traveling.
Why do you think they have giant food courts at the mall? It's because when you're making decisions, you need food to do it.
You want to buy that dress?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I need to go get a pretzel first.
So
just make sure you always have snacks in the bag. This is the most obvious point we're going to bring to this video probably. Tyler eats a lot, not so often. I eat a little bit always, so I always had to have snacks. Figure out you and your travel companion's eating schedule. All right, and number two on our tips for how to not argue when you're traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
How you handle a high intense situation. Whether it be you're traveling with your mom, your sister, your companion, your friends.
The first thing that comes to mind is just train tracks and catching a train in India. I don't know if you've seen our India vlogs, but
there's a lot of behind the scenes there that we cut.
But
we're gonna stop cutting those things because we're gonna bring it to y'all real. There's a way everyone handles something when they're really stressed out, and to look at each other and say, take a deep breath. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be okay. Some people don't like that though.
I was about to say, without even arguing, just from like doing that.
What we want you to do before you start traveling with someone is ask, how do you handle that situation? And be honest. Because Tyler just goes quiet.
Vocalize and verbalize what you're thinking about how to fix a situation or what you need to do, because that will definitely extinguish like an argument or even just like prevent it entirely.
Exactly. Take a deep breath. I promise it'll be okay. Catch the next train. We've done that too many times.
Yeah.
And my coffee. Point number 3. Point number, or tip number 3.
Number 3, delegate your responsibilities. There have been times whenever like I felt and Ashlei have felt like we were both doing and carrying the weight
more than the other
person.
We learned this the hard way. Come up with what you're delegating and what you each are going to do ahead of time. Fun story. When you're going diving with sharks in Thailand with your best friend when she's visiting, and someone forgets the GoPro but you don't know who and why, and that's gonna cause an argument. So thank goodness to the guy, watch our PP video, okay? Linked above. Oh. We forgot the GoPro.
Just because our delegation of things was
messed up. Yeah. I controlled the computer, I did editing, I took all the things off the memory cards. Tyler charged all the batteries
and packing.
Packed every bag.
Yeah.
Made sure there was snacks. Delegate. This is my favorite tip.
Probably the most important one.
Tip number 4, the final tip before we go into the question round of the video. Netflix and chill.
Like actual Netflix and chill.
Yeah, or read a book, but we're more Netflix people. Yeah. When you're traveling, it's just like you're at home. It's just like you're at a job. It's still stressful, and you need to take those breaks on your brain, on your mental health, on your heart, on your body.
We picked one of like the best hotels like we're at that has like the best beds, comfy pillows, and we like our way to just kind of decompress from travel and stress is just take an entire day, Netflix,
and watch Outlander,
and order in.
If you're with a friend or a family, everyone just hang out, everyone do their own thing that day. Cool. Meditate, do whatever you need to do, but we suggest you do it. That's our final tip before we go into the
question round. We have prepared some questions to ask each other. We don't know what these questions are, but they are relative to arguments and things that we've had on our travels.
And we're going to ask each other these questions to give y'all direct examples of things that have been happening to us in the past year while we were traveling.
She said y'all, we're from Texas.
Yeah, so let's get into the question round.
All right, ladies first. Give it to me real, babe. Give it to me real.
What are the top 2 things you think that I get most annoyed with you?
Okay, I would say number one is, I think, not remembering a plan and forgetting some things. That's...
Alright, what's your second one?
Second one is being hungry at inconvenient times.
You think those are your top two things that I get the most annoyed with? I do get pretty annoyed when he's starving and we have like a museum
Or
trip
I feel like
planned.
we just started doing something, yeah, and I'm like, I'm hungry, and then that puts me in a bad mood. But luckily, Ashley has snacks. So...
The two things that I wrote down were totally different.
Really?
I wrote down two things. Okay, when you don't pick up after yourself, and like when we're charging and doing things like with the drone and everything and all the cameras and okay. And then I put when you don't listen.
Okay, so yeah, the first I mentioned that. I said that.
When
It's
you
not that I don't
listen.
listen. I
that was the first
listen.
one.
It just goes like
Yeah,
like
it just
this, and I'm like,
it's like
it's like in my brain, it's like a tornado, and things are like trying really hard to grab on as like they're swirling around.
yeah. We all have our quirks.
Quirks.
We all twerk.
Yeah, well.
All right.
Okay.
Tyler's turn with his first question.
What do you think we argue about the most? What do you argue about the most?
What
with
do you
your
think
partner?
we argue about the most?
Yeah, let's turn this on you.
We argue.
No.
What we argue about the most is completely 100% my fault.
Really?
Yeah, it's taking pictures.
It's
It's taking pictures. We argue the
I'm
most
not
about.
a photographer. I'm not
And he
a
doesn't
photographer.
always like to take pictures, but it was kind of a package deal when he married me that I'm a photographer and I am very into my photography.
Likes to
so.
take pictures. If we're in like a really cool spot, my first inclination is not let's snap a photo. It's more just like let's take a breath and like actually look at it.
I snap
Ashley's
the photo
is,
and then
let's get the photo so we can have this image forever and then appreciate it afterwards.
That's exactly. And that is
Yeah.
so we
That's
go back.
caused some
Yeah.
arguments. Yeah.
My final question. Game show host voice better. You wanna do it?
And now it's time for the second round of questions.
Yeah, you were way better.
Thanks, man. Tomorrow. She can't read her own handwriting.
What was the hardest thing for you, my dear, to get used to when we started traveling full time?
I had a really, it's not a bad tendency, but I had a pretty big thing when we started traveling because it was so new to me with talking to every single person that we met.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
I talked to literally everybody
I
and
forgot
talked
about
their
that.
heads off. Ashley had to like make sure that like I pulled back on the reins on that.
For safety. And I wasn't telling him like be quiet, but
No, like for like safety reasons and stuff. I was super excited and wanted to hear people's stories and I wanted them to know our story.
That's very interesting. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Chatty Cathy. Like,
Good day, mate.
everyone. Like, that's very interesting that
Yeah.
you brought that up, yeah.
Okay, let's end on a happy note. My question is, what do you think the biggest benefits have been from traveling with a partner for an entire year?
Go watch every single other video besides this one.
Okay, yeah. Those are pretty good. You can check out.
Oh, everything. I would not take back this last year for anything. I just really, really appreciate this last year more than anything. We've learned so much.
We've gone through some hard times.
And the
some
best
happy
times of our lives.
Really happy
wow,
times.
so
If you have the opportunity, or even if you don't have the opportunity right now and this is something you want to do, you can absolutely do it.
you can make it happen.
The hardest thing to do is buying your plane ticket, but once you do that, you're set.
And saving. That's all we did,
Saving,
guys.
yeah.
We saved. And on that note, I have barely any coffee left.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching,
It's
guys.
not coffee, it's vodka.
Thank you. We have so many good videos coming up.
Yes.
Subscribe, help us hit that 5,000 mark by the end of this year. Comment, we would love to hear your opinions. Did you like this?
What are some arguments that you've had?
Out of box, arguments you've had, anything.
Videos that you might want to see from us
Yeah.
later in the future?
Oh, I'll make them.
Ashley is actually going to put out a video of tips and tricks that
Yeah.
you can do to help you with traveling with a large family.
I have one, and so I know, and I will give all of the secrets away.
Yep.
And that's a video that's coming up. So let me know how excited you are for it, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Okay. My feet, both my feet are asleep. I can't feel my feet.
Well, you never moved.
They're both asleep. Oh my god. Oh god. has their twerks.
Good team. We got this.
Yeah.
We're so good. Yeah, let's go edit this thing and put it up.